Yo, what up, gents and female gents?
You caught me mid-drink. I was actually caught off guard. What's up?
We're here in episode 6.
Oh, yeah. Past the episode 5 mark. Or how much episodes did we do of the original podcast? 3, right?
3, yeah.
Okay, so
Spaced
we're
out.
far. We've already doubled it. We're
Spaced
good.
out like a year apart.
But we doubled it, so
Yeah.
very nice.
Doing a lot better than that. How have you been, Dylan?
I've been good.
What have you been up to?
Like absolutely nothing. Just like school.
How's
and
that
shit.
going?
I took a class before this, physics, and I feel like I told you already, but I'm gonna pull it out. But this guy's name has by far the longest name I've ever heard in my life.
Interesting.
It's at least 24 letters. I'm gonna pull it out just so I can.
Is this one name or is this first?
It's
and
first
last?
and last name. He's a professor. He does physics, and I think he studies like car crashes. It's actually pretty cool.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right. But his name, I'm gonna not pronounce this right. It's Shahabebedin Mansurbagehi. I don't know if I said that right.
Can you try that one more time for me?
Shahabebedin
Yep.
Mansurbagehi.
Mansour Bergehi?
Mansour
Mansour
Bag
Bag.
Hey.
Hey.
So Haeai.
What is this guy?
He's Middle Eastern.
Okay.
Your name shouldn't be that long, right? It really shouldn't. Like, I know, like, it's a different culture, it's a different language,
Yeah.
of course, right? It's gonna be different.
It's like Akon's real name.
Yeah, of course. It's that. I mean, that is a long fucking
That's a
name. But he's
long-
also not a college professor who
Very
like got his
true.
like doctorate or whatever.
But if he was, that'd be good.
He'd be Akon.
Yeah.
You're in his classroom. Won't let me out.
I get locked up.
But
Yep.
for real, he sent me an email first day of class, and he was like, "Please call me Sam." I'm like, "I definitely will."
Yeah, right.
I'm pretty sure no one calls him by his full name because, like, obvious reasons.
Did you ever hear the thing about how apparently Akon was actually about to sign Drake? Like really early on.
Himself?
Yeah, but he
Like
didn't sign to his label, but he didn't sign Drake because apparently at the time he felt that Drake sounded a little too much like Eminem, which is very strange.
Which is very strange because they're very different people, especially now.
Yeah, and instead of landing Drake, he went with signing Lady Gaga.
Yeah, that worked.
Yeah, right.
That worked perfectly fine.
And looking back on it, and that's what's the song that she came out with? Just Dance. That's what here's his tag in the beginning. Convict, right? Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, we're gonna go back and listen to it, but I'm right. I know I'm right.
Holy, that's actually really cool.
Yup. I found that out the other day.
Shout out to Akon.
Shout outs.
Love Akon.
Yep.
Fucking legend.
So you want to talk about this fucking thing on my head?
Oh, yeah. What have you been up to?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
an EEG, specifically an ambulatory EEG. It's just a fancy little machine that reads my brain waves because a couple months ago, not really a couple months ago, at the beginning of the year, I had like some weird seizures that came out of nowhere. So this little doohickey is going to help me figure out why that happens, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's why I look like this.
Yeah, I know people are thinking many different jokes already.
Yeah.
There's at least 4 I could come up with right now that I won't say. But yeah.
I've heard some.
Yeah, I mean, they're all. There's one that's really obvious. There's another one that looks pretty obvious.
It was less obvious when I walked out of the hospital because I was wearing this buttoned up. But when I took it off and I exposed all my chest hair, my dad started drawing similarities to Ahmed, the terrorist ventriloquist dummy that Jeff Dunham uses.
Oh my god! Because that honestly, the weird thing is that was like my third one.
Oh really?
For some reason, first Jose put a picture in the chat that with the what was it?
That character.
Yeah, he put a character, which I didn't know. I didn't get the reference.
Yeah,
but,
I actually didn't either.
But the first thing I thought of, and I looked it up, and it looks nothing like it. But I thought of like those like old school football helmets that were made of like rubber.
The leather heads.
Yeah,
ones.
the leather ones, and they were just like really thin. I thought of
flaps.
that. Yeah, with the flat. I thought of that first, and I had like a little band here, and then I thought of like a do-rag. Those are the first two. Like, oh, he's wearing a white do-rag to symbolize like peace and like, you know.
Yeah. Definitely. So, long story short, I have to wear this fucking thing for 24 hours. It was
Full 24 hours. I saw you were like keeping a record of what you ate and stuff.
Yeah, I have to like talk
Damn,
about whenever
that's
I take
like
my
homework.
medicine right? fucking hate
I thought I had homework after this, but I mean, you
the
just
test was weird. They like flash lights in front of your closed eyes and make you hyperventilate for 3 minutes. That part wasn't fun. I was very out of breath after that.
Yeah, I had to do a similar one, but it was just because like I went to a doctor that was like a psychologist, but he was also a neurologist, and they were like, and they just wanted to like bill my insurance.
Yeah.
So they were just like, oh, we'll do an EEG just in case. I'm like, okay, and yeah.
Was it ambulatory like this? Like you had or you just did it right there?
It was just right there, and it was like, it was pretty long. I mean, it was still pretty long, but it was, not.
Because some of them, they actually make you do it while you sleep. So like you go there, they hook you up, and then they make you sleep in a room.
They did that at that one too. I walked past a room that was actually windowed, and I saw the dude sleeping. Like they were doing this sleep study in the room over, and I'm like, they should close that window. They should not, like, I should not be able to stare at this guy as he's napping, and there's just a bunch of people like
testing him. Go fucking experiment.
Yeah. Crazy shit.
Damn, I wanted to say something. Oh, I was gonna tell the story. Just because the EEG reminds me of the EKG.
Which is like, the stuff that they put the things on your head, like
it's for the heart. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have them here. I have two. I have one here somewhere. Yeah, there.
Oh yeah, those. Yeah.
And then I've got another one on this side, and I don't necessarily know why these two are here. But the other 20 of them, because there's 22 connected to me right now. The other 20 of them are on my head, connected with these things. But supposedly they don't.
And they put the gel stuff on it too, right? Yeah.
They don't rip. It doesn't rip my hair out. Like I have to. I actually have to take it off myself. I don't go back. I just have to like douse cotton balls in warm water and just like press it. And apparently they come.
Yeah, but your hair, that's a shower though.
I can't wait to shower, man.
That's a 45-minute shower.
Right,
where,
just good scrub.
Also, they kind of. I'm also not to call out. I know they know what they're doing, but they kind of missed your heart.
It's because I have hair. She wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't even know necessarily what they're for, but it's funny because I'm used to it. I have that video on my Instagram of when I had it before, and Jerry and Jose were taking turns ripping them off.
Yeah.
So like, as funny as it sounds, like I'm used to having that like rip off. So when she started to take it off the first, because she put it in the wrong place the first time, she's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," and I was like, "It's fine.
It's fine. I'm used to it.
Just go for it."
That's funny. I'm mad tired. Are you tired from this?
Yeah.
I feel like you're mad tired.
You have no reason to be tired.
Yeah. Huh?
You have no reason to fucking be tired.
Did
you have class today?
Yeah, I had class early, and then I had class before I came here.
What classes did you have today?
I had the physics class, and then I had finance. Very boring shit.
So you got a little bit of a reason to be tired.
But it's a different. It's like a boring tired. It's not like I'm
working.
Not like,
oh yeah, you see how my ears are sticking out now? Yeah. They weren't before. They were fucking inside of the wrap, which
and they
wouldn't
came
have
out?
been a problem if my ears weren't like folded in. So for like 4 hours, my ears were just like folded and like pinched, and they were hurting so bad.
And now they're out.
I actually had to make my girlfriend. She fucking cut a couple snips from like right behind my ear to loosen it up, and then she like pop my ears out, and it's been great ever since.
Crazy.
But it's gonna be amazing to pull this shit off tomorrow at 11 a.m. Ooh,
You're gonna take a video of that?
I might as well, right?
Yeah.
That should be an interesting process.
Have some pain things.
Do you have anything like maybe a segment you wanna go into?
Yeah. So I figured
my headwear today.
Yeah. So I figured Bobby was getting his brainwaves tested, making sure everything was good. Mm-hmm. I was thinking, well, the best way to test how active his brain is to do some little brain teasers.
Oh God.
Maybe some riddles. Now, this is a collaborative segment, but I do not remember what it's called. What is it called?
Like riddle me this.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking.
There's the graphic.
Riddle. So yeah, I made up like 2 of these, or like I like sort of came up with them, and then the rest I looked up.
Okay. I'm excited for the ones.
So do you have like? I feel like you're good at this though. I feel like you're always good at trivia, and for some reason I think you're also good at this. Am I wrong, or
I don't know?
Have you done these before?
Is this like thinking outside of the box stuff?
It's honestly a lot of them. Like when I saw the answer, I was not like, oh, I was like I got so mad because they're so shitty.
Yeah.
Like they're just like they're meta jokes basically, right? They're anti jokes because you think it will,
Gotcha.
It's not like.
So I'm gonna hate these.
Yeah. It's not like a riddle where it's like 3 men and he was under the bridge. It's like it's not. It's like one-liners basically. Okay. So the first ones I have are who am I, what am I's. Have you heard those? Like, oh, I'm this.
Okay. Yeah,
like I'm wet at dry at the same time type shit.
Cool.
Okay, so you ready?
I think.
All right. So the first one. I have forests, but no trees. I have lakes, but no water. I have roads, but no cars. What am I? I want you to break these down. I want you to stimulate your brain.
I'm just thinking of whenever that neurologist gets to read my brainwave patterns and gets to this part.
She's like,
just sees it going off the charts.
She's like, at 9:09, you were doing like theoretical physics or something. Something was going on. If you ever like, you get mad and you want to go to the next one, I have like 12 here.
I'm
so we
thinking a map or something like that. Is it?
You literally got it. The
Okay.
first one. Nice. That's actually a very good start.
Okay.
We'll keep the theme of geography.
Okay. Mount Everest. Imagine. That'd have been great.
I remember that reminds me, one time I got the Wheel of Fortune with no letters on it, and my dad looked at me like...
I remember I watched fucking George Lopez. I watched Wheel of Fortune once, and all that girl had was R and like something else, and she said George Lopez, and I was like, "What the hell? You're a genius."
It's mad funny. The one I got was the Three Little Pigs.
You got all of that with no letters.
Because it was back in the day. Nowadays they do thing, person,
like super generic.
but back
category.
then they were very specific.
Yeah.
It said fairy tale or like fable or something, and I was like, oh. And I think I read like the extended version of it. Like in school, I read like the Three Little Pigs, but like for like sixth graders or something, and it was like a mad long book. It was terrible. And that's how I knew. But anyways, let's go back to these fucking things. All right. I go around the world, but always stay in one corner. What am I?
What?
I go around the world, but only stay in the corner.
Around the world, but I only stay in the
I
corner.
can go around the world.
Okay, where the Earth is flat. We all know that.
yeah, obviously.
So we go to one corner of that flat.
we
Earth.
go on the side of the ice wall, under the
Did
dome.
we talk about that?
Yeah. So basically, flat Earth is like a huge theory that's out right now.
I know, but when you
people,
explained this to me, it was the funniest.
a lot of
thing.
people believe it. Like back in the day, apparently there was like a cult that believed it in the 1800s. It fell out of love, and then when the internet came around, people started believing in it again. But essentially, they don't believe that the Earth is flat, but there is a giant ice wall where the Arctic is, or where Antarctica is, and it's all the same ice wall because it's flat. It's just on each side, and whenever you get there, the reason why there's scientists in those locations is because that's where the world ends, and when you get there, they kidnap you and send you back where you came from.
Perfect.
So do you have any ideas, or do you want to move on? Because
I'm gonna say something like celestial, like the sun, or like the moon or something. Let's go with the moon.
All right. The correct answer is a postage stamp. Because it stays in the
You're
corner.
not wrong.
Because it stays in the corner of the envelope. That one I came up with. I was very proud.
Did you?
Yeah, I came up with that one.
That's not bad.
I came up with that
I
one.
could see that in like a child's joke.
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
I could read that on the back of a Laffy Taffy.
Mhm. And also some of these actually, I know we're just lacing this with stories, but I remember when in high school, one of my teachers, as like the first quiz, gave us a quiz that was all brain teasers. And he's like, oh, it's gonna count, even though it didn't. And I'm like, I hate that. Every professor does that, and every teacher does that. They give like a fake first test on the first day,
Yeah.
or they do like a true and false, and they're like, ooh, it's fun. It's never fun. All right, next one.
Hit me.
All right. I am part of your body. You can hold me in your left hand, but not in your right hand. What am I?
What the fuck? Is it my right hand?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Bobby gets some of these really well. As soon as he like,
You know how I pieced that one together? I was like, in my head, I can't do that with this hand.
that one, whenever you have like physical, because it's all mental tricks, but once you get something physical, it gets way easier.
Yeah.
I feel it's like, oh, I can just candle. All right, next one. One more. What am I? And then we'll move on to another type one.
All right, sounds good.
All right. You can catch me, but you can't throw me. That's it. What am I?
Hey, a disease. Catch the cold or some shit.
We'll take it. Yeah.
What was it?
It's cold.
Is it the cold?
It's the common cold.
Look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
It's like
You're
a clever wordist or something.
All of the ones I didn't come up with, you've gotten.
Thank you.
That's actually really good.
It just goes to show how smart you really are.
Yeah.
That fucking postage stamp one was great. I'm not even gonna lie.
All right, you're gonna hate this one.
Yay.
All right, we're gonna move on to just other ones, right? What kind of room has no doors, no windows? Wait, but is living. Not a living room though.
Yeah. A room with no doors, no windows, but is living? What the fuck?
It's I will say it is not like a type of room. It's like wordplay. I'll say that. I'll give you a hint because this one's hard.
A room with no
It's
doors
like
or windows,
yeah, it's like wordplay.
but is living.
Technically, yeah.
I don't fucking know, like a turtle or something.
A mushroom. Mush.
Nah, you don't have to explain it.
Also, this is a great way to point out that we're gonna have a new show come out this week.
We'll get to that.
But we'll get to that after this. And I also tell a joke in that related to mushrooms.
We'll roll the clip.
Yeah.
I promise. It'll be a good teaser.
All right. All right.
By the way, when he says good joke, you can make that up for yourself when you watch it.
It's amazing joke. What occurs once a minute? Okay, what occurs once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years?
The letter M.
All right, you've heard that one.
Eat
then.
my fucking ass, Dylan.
You've heard that one.
Definitely heard that one before.
All right, that one's pretty common. All right. All right.
Real quick, what's actually funny is my girlfriend's a teacher, and with like the whole online learning thing,
Yeah.
she does these like morning videos that I used to have to edit on a daily basis. So sometimes to throw in for some
What a
fun,
service, by the way.
right?
Real martyr.
But to throw in some fun, she would do like riddles like these for her kids, and then like the kids would like watch the video and then have to try to like comment the answer. And I remember that being one of them.
Oh, okay.
So sorry,
right.
beat you to the punch, buddy.
Very sad.
Okay, hit me with one or two of these.
All right. A calendar year has how many seconds in it?
Fuck me. A calendar year? Is this like a joke question, or are you legitimately asking me?
Am I?
Okay. 60 seconds in a minute. 60 minutes in an hour. That's a.
It's not literal, Bob.
360 seconds an hour.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I think.
You're wasting your time, bro.
300. All right.
Bro.
Seconds in a calendar
Hope you know
year.
that's 5 minutes, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, 60 seconds times 6 minutes. It's 6 minutes. 360 is.
It's like 3,600.
So it's not literal.
Screaming. Nobody's dying upstairs. My dad is watching the NBA finals.
Yeah, but yes, Bob, it's not literal. So
How many seconds in a calendar year?
it's not literal.
I don't know.
12. January 2nd, February 2nd, March 2nd. Yeah. Didn't come up with that one, but that one had me
Can you
annoyed.
just give me one more of these?
Bobby was having fun because he got some.
My poor neurologist is just like just trying to track this right now.
All right, I'll give you two more. How about that?
Got it.
All right. One is the what we were doing, and another is all right. A butcher in my neighborhood is 5'4" and works out constantly. What does he weigh?
Meat. Gotcha.
Good one. I love that one. That's my favorite one. Sometimes people add like more and more info.
Yeah,
and then
right.
you're just like,
I hate the ones where they do that. They add a shit ton of info, and then right at the end, they're like, "And what color is
Yeah.
George Washington's white horse?"
so
You're like, "Oh,
one more, and then we'll get into that. This one actually reminded me of a joke that you told me once that your father also told me.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's not the same, but it has the
Okay.
resemblance. A red house is made of red bricks. A blue house is made of blue bricks. What is a greenhouse made out of?
Glass.
Yeah.
Is that it? Can I talk about that fucking joke now?
All right, can we do one more?
Yes.
And then talk about that joke? All right.
Damn, I haven't heard that joke in a century.
Yeah. If Tom's father is Tony, then Tony is the blank of Tom's father.
If Tom's father is Tony, then Tony is the blank of Tom's father? The same as...
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you're right.
Am I?
Yeah. It's so I read that, I was like, huh? All right, so what's up about this joke?
First of all, thank you for that segment. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
That-
Secondly,
Did a whole like 20 minutes of research and some creativeness.
no, my dad has this joke that he's been telling everybody since I've been born. Probably since before I've been born. From what
Just to
I've
say,
been
my
told.
dad also has tons of these
Oh,
jokes
yeah.
too. Yeah,
Dad
terrible.
jokes, if you
Yeah,
will.
but this is a whole nother level.
But for some reason, this kills everybody he tells. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I hate it just because of how many times I've heard it.
And
But-
and
I know-
also I will say, after hearing it more than once, it is not funny.
So
You told it to me on the train.
uh-huh.
It was funny. Your dad told it to me. It was not
Lost
funny
a
at
little
all.
bit of it, right?
Yeah, it
Okay.
lost a lot of it.
So just play along like you haven't heard it. So and then this will be the first time you hear the joke. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
What's red and goes ding dong?
What?
A red ding dong. What's blue and goes ding dong?
Blue ding dong?
They don't come in blue. That's the joke. There's no punchline. That's the joke. That's it. And it
That's-
gets everybody the first time. Maybe it's the delivery.
Yeah.
I think it's partially because my dad laughs at it before he even fucking finishes the joke. He's like, they don't come in blue. You know what I mean? But I feel,
And also, I like that joke because, much like a riddle, you could keep adding to that. You could go, what? You could keep going green, cyan, purple,
Yeah.
pink, and then go, oh, yellow. I'll make yellow. And just like waste everyone's time.
what was I going to say? I think it's also hilarious that you've did that whole riddle segment and you fucking hate riddles.
Oh, I fucking hate them. Especially these are okay because they're just kind of like one-liners and it's all right. But just they're all just like anti-jokes. They're all puns. And then the long riddles are just like, I don't know. They're like, there's like a segment of like fantasy to them sometimes. Like there's like, they talk about like trolls and fairies sometimes.
They
They
put you in a world.
Yeah, they put you in a world just to confuse you, and then if you make you go back to the first sentence, and then they say something in the first sentence which leads to the answer, and now you're just like, oh, this is stupid. Hate it, bro. The worst. Like even these, like the mushroom one, I didn't even want to do that one.
I didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, that one is like, I hated that, but I was like, man, I gotta put it.
Which reminds me of that joke that we should follow up on. What did we do recently?
Oh yeah, so we decided to get back into Let's Plays a little bit, and we made a show. That show is called Let's Play.
It's with an I, for those of you who can catch that, not an E.
Yeah. So basically, we play a game, but beforehand,
We get a little lit,
yeah,
just a little bit,
yeah, not crazy, but lit,
but lit,
lit. That's all you have to say, right? And that's the vibe.
Yep.
And
And roll the clip.
hey, Bob, I might be a mushroom, cause I look like a pretty fun guy.
I hate you so much. I'm so happy the bass was turned down for that. You don't
Hey,
deserve that.
hey, Bob. Hey, Bob.
Hey,
What do you call
Yep.
someone who steals vegetables?
Vegetable stealer.
Broccoli robber.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Tell your joke.
What? Shut up.
Shut
Shut the fuck up.
Tell that joke to your dad. He will start cracking up if he gets it.
What's up, Robert?
What do you call a guy who steals vegetables?
I don't know what you call it.
A broccoli robber.
A broccoli robber?
Yeah. So yeah, that's
That's the show.
That's
It's
my
gonna-
dad.
It's gonna be like that every. You showed that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so
Your fucking broccoli Robert.
oh, I
joke.
thought we were gonna talk about the fucking fungus one.
But that's how it starts because that's, the joke you say right fucking before that.
Oh, okay. But
As
yeah,
if that's the joke that we're to discuss, not your stupid fucking broccoli Robert joke.
yeah. That I think that might be a joke though, because it is very hard to deliver. Not only because not a lot of people know what broccoli rabe is, but it's not meant. It's a food. It's not meant to say robber.
Yeah.
And then also the term rob also doesn't refer to the term rob. It's like, honestly, I typed it and more people got it because I was able to write rob and people were like, ha. But it was more of like a sympathetic laugh because that joke is not funny.
My dad's reaction in that video kills me, man. He's just like, what? And like I've said it before, he's a chef. Like that's what makes it even funnier.
You can tell he had a long ass day. He probably taught or something the day like earlier, and he's like, man, I don't want to think about food ever. And then Bobby goes with the joke.
Just fucking run up to him with the flash on my camera.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that steals vegetables? My dad's like, fuck.
That's mad funny.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Close your eyes. Keep them closed.
All right. Is there a second segment?
Nope. Open your eyes. You thought I wasn't gonna buy them, right?
I mean, I knew you were gonna buy them, but they're like the practice ones, right?
Yeah.
Like all right, that's pretty.
I bought my Filipino practice fighting sticks. Look at that.
I just came. Okay, I don't know if they do this already,
What?
but I just came up with the best thing ever.
What is it?
It is a 3-way martial art.
How does that work?
It's this
Yeah.
with capoeira.
So everybody just fucking Eddie Gordoing around.
Yeah. But then also in the beginning and the end, you do like a whole like dance routine with it. So it's like it's all three.
Like one of those Hawaii flame.
Yeah. You do that. You light each side on fire, and then you do some like baton shit.
And when does the fighting start?
What? And then the capoeira is the best part because then it cuts in between.
What are you talking about?
I'm a
bro?
genius. Listen, this is a great idea. Joe Rogan's already calling me. He's like, bro, this is great. This is wonderful. Every martial artist in the country is like, listen, this is a great idea.
You become a what would be the name of this martial art?
I don't know, bro. I'm not there yet.
Nope, you gotta. I'm putting you on the spot. You started this shit. You're ending it. What's the name of your fucking martial art?
What's the name of the Filipino fighting style?
Kali, Skrima, something like that. What's that? What's the capoeira fusion? What is it?
What was the name of it?
Kali or Eskrima?
I don't know Brazilian, so capoeira. I don't know.
Did you just say capoeira? You said capoeira.
Squara? What was it?
Capoeira. That's what you're gonna go with?
I don't know. Yeah,
So you're a grandmaster of capoeira.
I mean, I just came up with this a minute ago, and I'm like crying of laughter because
I can't wait to see.
I just came up with this
I can't wait to
amazing.
see when you're like 60 with your glasses on at the fucking world finals.
No
of
glasses.
Capoeira.
I'm not even good at it either. I don't have the coordination or.
You invented it. You're the grandmaster.
I'm not.
That's how that works. You're gonna teach everybody.
Everyone looks back at this video in particular. This is the beginning. He mentioned it. He just came, and you could tell that I come up with it on the spot too.
Capoeira.
So yeah, are you actually like gonna use it? Like,
Yeah. Found some drills and stuff. Don't get me wrong. Look, I'm not gonna turn into fucking Nightwing
no,
or
I mean
anything
it's
just
good
more-
exercise.
Yeah, it's just more of like a cardio thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, of course. I
I'd rather
mean,
do
I
that
want to
than
take up like
fucking
kickboxing
jog.
just to cardio. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to get angry and punch a bag.
Right? It just be like that.
I don't
sometimes.
even want to like.
Like my dad's. We've already said it 100 times, but like my dad's a huge boxing fan. We have 2 heavy bags in the garage. We just don't have them mounted up. Like
Yeah.
I want to. And we have everything boxing related. We got gloves, focus mitts. It's just a matter of putting it all up and setting it
Oh,
up.
I definitely like that. It feels so great.
Not to mention, like my dad just has all those old school like coached fundamentals built into him, like from back in the day when you had to go to a gym and learn this shit from like an older guy
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff. So my dad's actually a really decent trainer.
Your dad's Rocky.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
To the point where I remember one time when I was younger, my dad told me he was gonna get me started on like a boxing routine, and he was like, "Hold on, we have to make a stop before we go to the house." My dad stopped at the 99-cent store and bought a foam pool noodle
Okay.
for like $1.
Yeah.
Like one of those really long ones. And then he came home and he cut the pool noodle in half and duct taped one end and started hitting me with them. Not unlike this. So he's just like hitting me. And the whole thing was I had to like block them and punch them. And I looked it up and apparently like there's really similar training things like that. It's just my dad's like budget version of it was to duct tape a fucking pool noodle. Yeah.
He's like, okay, we're going to go to D&D. We're going to pick up these pool noodles and we're going to do this. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, similar to like how people in like poor countries when they play soccer,
they just use
they find anything round and then they're like, oh, put 2 posts up. We figured it out.
It's like Daniel Tosh's joke. It's the least expensive sport. It costs a ball.
Yeah, that's it. And even then, even if you don't have like if you don't even have 2 things to call a goalpost, you can kind of just like play with it with your feet.
Yeah, exactly.
I just kicked you. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Right.
Nobody saw it. So. Right. It just hurt me. You just did it again. That's like, yeah, it's dope. Honestly, I've never played soccer like a game in my life. I've only just kicked the ball around. So
actually, I was actually really good at soccer.
I believe it.
No.
Never mind.
But what happened was basically when you were younger, they had like P.U.T.A.
Yeah.
And then, but it was just like you played yourselves, right? There was like a bunch of kids that signed up and it was like a mini tournament.
Like an intramural.
Yeah. And it was like 4 weeks, 8 weeks, and you would just play each other. But what happened was the cutoff was in October and I was December. So that meant I got to play with the younger kids. And for some reason, the kids were like a year and a half younger. Because it was like, let's just say it was like 9 to 11. And it's like I'm 11 and a half.
Yeah.
And I'm murdering these kids, right? Like I don't score a goal, but I'm balling. I'm running past everybody.
Just deking these
yeah. And by the way, I played soccer, but I didn't have, I have very bad coordination. I'm fat. I was like semi-fast, but like I didn't have good skills. I didn't have foot skills. I would just kick the ball forward and run after it and like kind of like a little bit of a shove.
Yeah.
And the kids would just follow. I'd be like sick. And then I would just pass it to my friend Elijah. He was the only black kid on the team. And I would just pass it to him every time and then he'd kick it in because he actually like could kick it. And I was like, damn. And then I quickly found out what like competition is and like how it's the same thing of like if you play like Overwatch and you're in like a bronze game and you're just kind of like, oh, these people can't play.
Yeah, right.
It's a skill level is a very important thing.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. But other sports.
As I've learned in that stupid fucking game.
Yeah. I don't even play that game anymore. Do you?
Yeah, of course. Me and Jerry played all the time. We're waiting for you to get back on and show some hammy skills. But apparently you're fucking retired.
No, I'll come back.
So the new season is like literally about to start. Like tomorrow.
What happens is this happens all the time. It happens with like substances. It happens with everything where when I start school, I'm like, that's it. I can't have any more time for fun.
No
right?
more fun.
Literally, and then like school is like every class is what like an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. So it's like my whole rest of the day, and it's at home, so I don't have to travel, and it's just like, oh, it takes up none of my day.
Just like I could do some homework. And
I could do every activity maybe except for one.
Exactly.
It's like I work out one less day. Ooh.
Yep. That's pretty much it.
But now, so I probably like a couple of weeks, I'll probably get back into Overwatch.
Yes. You'd love the meta now. There's no more shield tanks. I don't know why you're not playing.
Yeah.
Because they buffed everything is Zarya Roadhog now. So it's just land your shot, don't die.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fucking love that shit.
What was I going to say, though, before we got on an Overwatch tangent? Yo, you know what I thought was kind of crazy?
What?
Chadwick Boseman passing away.
Oh,
literally
my.
right after we talked about Black Panther. Kind of crazy. I was re-editing that episode like, damn.
So we talked about it on the podcast. Mm-hmm. Last episode. Yep. And then he passed away.
Mm-hmm. So real quick, even crazier than that.
That's crazy.
Like a week and change ago, I rewatched Black Panther, like I mentioned on the last episode, and I was talking about like all the stuff I loved about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
and now it hits even harder because he passed away,
and then
and no one knew about it.
About 3-4 days ago, after we recorded the podcast, because we recorded like Wednesday or Thursday last week or something like that.
Yeah.
And he passed away. I don't remember exactly. I think it was like I don't know. The point is like a couple of days after.
Yeah.
We recorded is the day he passed away. Mm-hmm. But what makes that shit even crazier is because of the fact that I had been watching Black Panther and I was like hyping it up. Jose came the day before to my house. And we started watching Black Panther.
Yeah.
And Jose hadn't seen it, let alone any of the older, not older, but some of the newer M.C.U. films on the end, like Endgame and Infinity War, those kinds. So he hadn't seen Black Panther, and I had it on because I was rewatching part of it. And he was like doing something on my desk, and then he even stopped, and he's like, hold on, this movie's kind of sick. And we watched the whole movie. Like, we made inside jokes and all that stuff. And then the next day, which was the day that he passed away, but the news came out kind of at the night.
Yeah.
Like, even early morning, like, we were making not jokes about Chadwick Boseman, but we were like mentioning him in these like inside jokes because we had just watched Black
it's fresh
Panther.
in your mind.
Like, literally. And then no
riffing.
joke, like 5 hours later, we
it
had
was
the news.
like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night.
And then Jerry was the one who put it in the chat, and Jose hadn't been in the chat yet. And then like half an hour later, Jose saw it and immediately messaged me, and he was like, "Bobby, what the fuck?" And it was like a whole crazy thing.
That's insane.
Insane.
I mean, and especially just given the political climate and stuff, like, man, people were sad. I mean, I was really sad. My girlfriend started crying. I was like, Jesus.
I was really upset, man.
Yeah, me too. I mean, of course.
Especially just because of how, like, I'm not gonna say like close I felt to him or anything, but just how, like, especially at right then and there in that moment, how like driven I was by that movie and him as an actor in general. Like, sky was the limit, man.
And it's also just the story of just like, no one knew this whole time. Like, he kept it a secret. He kept that on the wraps. I'm
That's
very
a fucking
surprised
fighter
how
right there, man.
how people can do that too. Not only go through that, but still
Film
act.
movies, do your job.
Yeah.
Not.
I wonder if
go to visit other children with cancer who are dealing with.
I wonder if people knew. I mean, I'm
sure.
sure. I mean, I knew his like family knew and stuff, but I wonder how many people on the production knew. You know,
That's a good point.
because at least somebody had to know. At least his
Oh, yeah, for
agents
sure.
and stuff. Of course, they had to know.
Yeah, are you
But
kidding me?
yeah, that's insane. And he plays like he's not even like he's not playing like a side character. He's playing all of the the protagonists for all
Yeah.
these movies.
Exactly. He was kind of like not even trying to be like stereotypical or anything like that about it. He was like a lot of people put in those tribute posts to him. He was like a black icon for a lot of really popular and famous black people.
Yeah.
Let alone characters, right? Like, forget about Black Panther. He played Thurgood Marshall, played James Brown, he played Jackie fucking Robinson.
Yeah, he played real. Oh, by the way, that was the first. I think that was my first exposure to him.
Yeah.
Was when I watched 42. That movie's insane. Speaking of another Tom Seaver died, the Mets pitcher.
I was gonna tell you that too,
another
but I
baseball
figured
player.
you'd honestly-
Oh yeah, my dad.
I saw your dad's post, man. Yeah.
My dad's a huge Mets fan, by the way, and he was just like he was called like he'd be like, do it. I'm like, what? He's like, look at this pitch. I'm like, I know I'm very sad too, but like you don't gotta show me his highlights, Like I know he was an amazing pitcher, but you don't gotta like show me. Like he kept showing me these videos. I'm like, I know he was good.
That's cool though.
Oh yeah, of course. And then lead singer of a metal band I like passed away.
Yeah, you were
that
telling me
same
that.
the morning.
Same day, right? Or, like,
yeah,
the-
it was like
right
the
after.
it was like morning afternoon of when Chadwick died, and I was just like,
It
jeez.
happens in threes, man.
But I mean, there's more too, definitely. But
Chadwick went to my school too. The film school I went to, not at the same time.
Yeah,
much
but-
older than me, but
I didn't even know.
weirdly enough, that's like that school's claim to fame.
Was Chadwick Boseman?
Because he was like the one really big
Oh.
person to come out. A lot of the people who went to that school work in the film industry, but work in like not like acting.
They're like production and
VFX,
camera.
cinematography, all that vibes.
Yeah.
But he
But
was
he-
like the one big actor to come out.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Gone way too soon.
Oh yeah,
Loved your
40.
movies. Yep. No, even less, man. I think what was 42?
I don't know. I mean, I know he was super young,
But still, man, great actor. It was just like crazy watching that edit back because it was right then and there. It was like, wow,
Yeah.
insane.
And were you just talking about it because that's what you did recently, or was it later in the show? I don't even remember.
I had wanted to talk about it because like that whole week, the whole point was like I watched the movie maybe twice, at max 3 times, maybe like 2.5 times,
Yeah.
because for some reason that week I was just like so blown away by Black Panther.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Like I watched it before a couple of times.
I get the
but
same way
never
with-
really took the time to analyze it and really like, wow, what makes this movie like easily the highest rated Marvel Cinematic Universe movie out of all 20 plus.
It is, right?
It
It's
is?
the most highest rated.
90 some might be 99% still on Rotten Tomatoes.
Do the other Marvel movies get good ratings, or because I don't follow them like that?
Some of the later ones, they all kind of like got similar high positive ratings, and weirdly enough, a lot of the like the Iron Man one, it's just like really.
Oh yeah, I mean
popular.
yeah.
Actually, I kind of want to bring that up.
Yeah,
That's
please, we haven't used it yet,
I'm curious.
so
now.
we gotta look these like just Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic. I'm cool with
Yeah, 'cause I'm pretty sure Black Panther's RT score is still the very high 90s.
for sure. But I feel like it might be a trend of like at first people were like, oh, another superhero movie, and then Marvel,
Oops. No. I broke the computer. I'm a computer.
Like other recent search was ASAP Ferg.
Yeah, I would, cause freaking, well, who was it? Jerry said that he got kicked out of ASAP, but it wasn't true.
Yeah.
They were just having a disagreement. All right, here we go. What is this?
Shout outs to this that 1 second of bad Wi-Fi.
96 on the
Damn.
team.
Can we pull up like other
MCU movies?
Yeah.
Let's check out Endgame. Curious. I want to check out two specific.
Hold up, you gotta wait for this ad to pop up or whatever.
I want to check out their last one and their oldest one. Their last one is technically Spider-Man Far From Home, but
No.
I want to look up Endgame since that's what, kind of is. Damn, do I have to type in Avengers Endgame?
I like how like 3 other end games popped up, but
As
not
if that's the end game
not the important one.
This one is 94.
Oh.
So, man, there's probably a way to look this up. Like, just
Yeah. Just look up.
movie.
Are they all different directors?
Yep.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing I like about the MCU that not a lot of people see, at least from the surface, is that each granted they're all part of the same universe and feature the same characters. A lot of the movies feel like different genres.
Oh,
of
for
films.
sure.
You watch Ant-Man and the Wasp and it feels like a family film. You watch like Thor Ragnarok, the last Thor movie, pure comedy. It's honestly one of the funnier movies I've watched, despite the fact
I still have to watch that movie because if that's the one thing I really like watching is the Marvel or just any type of superhero comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But
Taika Waititi, the director,
Yeah.
that he did Jojo Rabbit, and like he got a lot of acclaim for that.
Mm-hmm.
They brought him on to direct the third Thor movie.
Okay.
And he's a comedy director.
Nice.
So he honestly just took that. Like Thor is fucking hilarious. Thor 3.
Yeah. I still haven't watched it. It's crazy.
Because Thor 1, Thor 2 are famously not very good.
Yeah.
In fact, no joking aside, no exaggeration, they're probably going to be at the bottom of this list.
Yeah.
Like that's how infamous they are for being not amazing.
But I remember there was hype coming out. I think it was just because he's hot. I think that was the hype, right?
The hype was in Thor Ragnarok. The Hulk comes back. That was like the big hype in the trailers and stuff.
But I remember like even though Thor 1 wasn't good, I remember media like really hyping it up.
Yeah, because he was like a beefcake,
Yeah.
had the long hair and all that shit.
But I really, not to cut you off,
No, it's
but like Deadpool and Guardians of the Galaxy, like those movies I find really funny. So I knew that I would, I probably will like Ragnarok a
Yeah,
lot.
and I think what I liked about Ragnarok too is because like Deadpool's obviously a comedy film. It sets that tone from the beginning of the movie, from the trailer, from just the character. But it was more of a surprise getting that from Thor because especially from these first two movies, you get this guy who takes everything literal and it's about saving Asgard and all this shit. And then in the third movie, he's just like. He's like stupidly relatable. He's hilarious. It's great. I
forget what it was, but I was actually thrown off now that you mentioned that because I didn't know much about Thor, but I remember it was in like it was like a best moment scene. And there was a scene from that movie that was comedy. And I'm like, I thought Thor was this dude with a hammer that killed people. Yeah. I was like so confused.
Very pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
I actually saw it for my birthday one year.
Nice.
But Spider-Man Far From Home, 90%, 94% for Endgame, 79% for Captain Marvel, 87% Ant-Man. Oh, I actually didn't think Captain Marvel would have had a lower score than Ant-Man and the Wasp. But purely speaking, I can kind of see that watching it back. That movie
also
wasn't the grandest.
I didn't watch Ant-Man and the Wasp. How does Evangeline Lilly look?
Better in that movie than the first one, if it makes sense.
Okay. Because I know her from Lost because I'm like a huge Lost guy.
In the first movie, she has like a bowl kind of haircut.
Oh yeah, no, I saw. Okay, yeah, I saw the first one.
But
I think.
in the second movie, she has more of like a cool ponytail thing. I don't know. That hairstyle always just pulled me out of it for some reason. It kind of also has to do with the fact that she plays the Wasp in that second movie.
And I just remember her from Lost because like she was the one character that was like they made her look dirty, but she also like had her hair done, and you were like. You're on an island after a plane crash, and there's also like ghosts and shit on it, and there's like people, and then
what an island to land on.
Oh, and then there's other people, and then there's other people, and then at the end it turns out they go to heaven, and people were like, "See, it was purgatory the whole time," and then the director came out and was like, "No, they went to heaven," and I'm like, "Why is this about heaven?" Whatever, bro. I gotta rewatch that show. That show is fucking sick.
So Thor's up there too at 93%. And then like Guardians of the Galaxy, blah blah. Some of the Netflix series are here, blah 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 blah. Doctor Strange, 89.
Marvel's Inhumans has 11%. I haven't even seen that.
That's like their Hulu show.
Oh, okay. I don't.
Ant-Man 83. I'm just looking to see if there's any like really surprising ones.
I mean, all of them are pretty like they're pretty good scores.
91% on Guardians. The first Guardians of the Galaxy movie was great. See, 66% Dark World. That's Thor 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably going to be lower than Thor 1. So that's probably the lowest out of the movies. And then 90%, 8%, 77% for Thor.
Iron Man 273.
And then 94 for Iron Man. I knew Iron Man was going to be just as like almost high.
All right.
Because weirdly enough, even though it was the first one, it's like one of the best ones.
I remember I saw that in theaters.
I saw it like 3 times in theaters.
That was sick. I
That
was like Robert Downey.
People,
I also didn't know Robert Downey before that. So when I saw him there, I was like,
people, whatchamacallit, outside of our friend group or outside of our unit may not know this, but you specifically know how much these movies mean to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've marathoned these a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But when that first Iron Man movie came out, bro,
Yeah.
however old I was, like 11-year-old Bobby was losing his shit.
Yeah, 2008.
Man.
So that's 12.
I remember my dad actually even took me. My dad used to pick me up early from school on certain days to actually take me to the movies and go see like early screenings. And like one of them that we did was The Incredible Hulk, and we saw this one, the Edward Norton one.
Sick.
But yeah, I've been watching these for forever. I actually figured Iron Man 2 might be a little higher, but it's what it be. But yeah, pretty much exactly what I expected. The last thing I wanted to check though is I wanted to see the audience scores for the Thor movies.
Oh yeah. Why do you think they're really
So see 66%, and then the audience score for Thor 2 was okay. It was higher.
Yeah. That's not bad.
I don't like these movies at all. It might just be a comparison thing too.
Yeah.
And then Thor has. It's because of the fucking Dutch angle. Oh, I hate the Dutch angle. You know how much I hate the Dutch angle.
You've talked about this before.
I hate the Dutch angle. All I have to do is type in Thor cinematography. That's all I have to do. It's going to be like one of the first images that comes up. Bam. Images. All right. Maybe I have to get specific with it.
Right.
Thor 1 cinematography. Look at that. First picture. Fucking Dutch angle.
It looks so dumb.
For those of you who don't follow along and are not in the film process, which is perfectly fine, the Dutch angle is used in film. Oh, the light went out finally. The Dutch angle is used in films to portray moments of like, tensity and stuff like that. So the whole kind of aspect is you don't usually use the Dutch angle frequently.
Often.
You
use it sparingly.
Exactly.
That's the whole
But
bit.
every single fucking shot in this movie is just, I don't know why.
It's just Dutch angles?
Yeah,
all
there's
the
like
whole
even
time?
just scenes where like Thor is just talking to other characters in the movie. Like they're just having they're just having conversations and stuff like that. And I don't know why it's like that.
It's supposed to be intense, Bobby.
It's not. It's not at all. It just jogs my head. It might just be a thing that irks me. Probably is, but
it does look weird as someone who doesn't study. I mean, I know movies are all right, but
even then, like if you watch enough movies, something like that should be enough to be like that doesn't make sense.
It just looks weird.
It's like when you watch a soap opera and you don't know why it looks weird.
Yeah.
Like unless you know the actual technicalities of why it looks weird, you just know that it looks weird.
By the way, soap operas were always like, I remember I'd watch them and I like my mom or something, it would be on before the news, right? And I'd just look at it and I'd be like, that looks bad. Like even if even if the cameras got good, you were like, the camera still isn't good. Like you could see the lights in the shot. You're like, what?
I was watching one today in the hospital when they were putting this thing on my head at like 11 o'clock. I don't know which one airs at that time. But there was a scene where like a guy pushes another guy to like the wall and he's like, you did this, blah, blah, blah. The volume wasn't even on. I was just like watching it. And then the guy that is pinned to the wall by the other dude like stabs him in the arm with something. It's not even clear enough to show it. I'm assuming like some sort of syringe.
Oh, and that's on a hospital TV too.
Yeah,
so
and then
it's
the
blurry.
guy like falls to the ground and is like convulsing or some shit.
Yeah.
But it takes him no joke like 10 minutes to die. He's just like like he's just shaking on the floor, and the guy who like stabbed him isn't even like acting appropriately. He's just like looking at him, and it's like, and then no joke, this isn't even like an exaggeration or bullshit. A girl comes out of nowhere. She wasn't in the beginning of the shot. She was in the beginning of the scene. She's
10
just
minutes.
like Michael or whatever, and just like stays with him on the ground while this dude is just looking at him on the floor. It was the most bugged out thing, and I'm just there like, while my head is just getting wrapped up.
So
Fucking
silly.
soap operas.
So fucking silly. Jeez. I feel like I may have watched soap operas more, but I'm glad I didn't.
You know why they're called soap operas? Am I about to teach you something?
Maybe. I know
I think I put it in the chat, so you probably heard it.
Maybe. Go
It was
ahead.
because a lot of those first soap operas actually started out getting sponsored by soap companies.
Oh.
Mostly because like a lot of the people who watched them were stay-at-home mothers
Yeah.
and stuff like that who
Of
would
course.
clean clothes and
Yeah.
what
And if
they
you ever
did.
watch TV in the middle of the day, you will see the advertising.
Yeah.
It's much like how GSN is all old people stuff.
Yeah.
It's 'cause
They're-
that's
they're
who
not-
watches
They're
it.
not stupid. They
Yeah.
know who watches their stuff.
Shout outs to marketing.
Shout outs to marketing and advertising.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I want to talk about what I watched today.
What did you watch today?
So I had break in between classes. So I had class Thursday, like 12, and then I had class again at 5. So after I was done with class, went out, went on a run, did some errands, came back. Parents weren't home, and I was like, I'll watch. I don't have a cable box in my room anymore, so I was like, I'll watch some cable TV.
I know those vibes.
And it was like 2 p.m. or whatever. And the section that only looks interesting, especially right after exercising and doing shit, is the Food Network. And the guy, Adam, who used to be on Man vs. Food, he has a show that's just called The Best Sandwich in America, and it's only about sandwiches.
Really?
The entire show is him just going to places and acting very surprised about the same sandwich. Like there was a whole episode, it was an hour, and it was only barbecue pulled pork sandwiches.
So every episode is a different sandwich.
Yeah, but this one was the best barbecue sandwich on the West Coast.
Okay.
But every single one was a pulled pork sandwich with coleslaw on it. And they would say a slightly different thing about it, and he'd be like,
Oh my god.
wow. Like there was one, and this is the one that won, right? You had an interview with the chef and the owner, like Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dive style, where they're like, oh, I love it. It's great here. I'm part of the community or whatever. They show him like feeding a homeless guy or whatever. Great guy. And it just cuts, and it's like, and the best part about the sandwich is we have a bakery that makes the buns fresh. They make the buns fresh. Like, he bugged it. He's like, that's miraculous. I'm like, Adam, it's definitely not. I know you're just playing it up because we saw your old tweets that got you fired,
the
but
buns I heard. Yeah, I remember those.
yeah. And as I'm talking about that, I would also like to say that there were a lot of weird commercials on at 2 p.m. But my favorite one, and I have it written so I don't forget the company. And by the way, I looked up this company and I couldn't find them, so maybe I spelled it wrong. But the name of the company, which is insane, was called MENCOX. And they're a French company. I shit you not.
Man's cocks. Can you spell that for me, please?
MENCOX.
Got it.
MENCOX. And I saw this on TV, and there was like a bunch of dudes in the commercial that was
Yeah.
like, it was like black
Doesn't
and red.
surprise me.
And I'm like, and I just look at my dad, and my dad's like, my dad just woke up. He works nights, so he wakes up like afternoon time. And I just look at him. I'm like, Dad, say that. And he just goes, I pause it. He goes, MENCOX. And I'm like, that's a great name for a company. And I couldn't find it. So maybe it's MENCOX, which is even better because now it's plural. It makes way more sense. It's proper
You said
grammar.
it's French, the company?
I don't know, but the name of the company was MENCOX. And I looked it up and I couldn't find it.
What was in the commercial? What was it about?
I don't even, it was so funny
You
that
know what? Let me not search that
Yeah,
on the TV just in case.
Yeah, I don't think, because I Googled it and I found like different products that weren't that name. Or maybe it was like a joke thing and like I'm being joked, but either way, it was like.
Did it look like this?
Hold up.
Was it like a car thing?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You said black and red.
Yeah, no, that's not it.
So I looked up.
It's like,
that
it was the name, it was like a startup. It was like the name of a company. And
Weirdly enough, it's like a car thing, like a French car thing.
Interesting.
Everything that comes up is like no bullshit, like something Jose would show us. I kid you not. Look at this. Tell me not. Like, this is some shit Jose would be like, yo, check this out. Like, you see?
Oh, yeah, but it was, and you wrote it as one word?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know. Maybe I hallucinated this after
I hope you
I
did.
exercised. But no, it was. I mean,
We get an angry email from the CEO of
Yeah.
MENCOX.
that's our sponsor. Imagine we get sponsored by
I don't
MENCOX.
even know what the fuck they do.
No idea. All I know was they. I know the logo was black and red. That's all I know.
Yo, you have me on such
Watch me. I swear I'm not making this up either. Like
I swear you are making this
I
up.
saw this on a commercial. I cannot make like I saw this. I looked at my dad. I went, that literally says MENCOX.
That's crazy. So, if any of your viewers out there want to go ahead and find MENCOX, don't look that up. Actually, just if you know the company, shoot us a comment and make Dylan feel like he's not crazy. Are you looking this up?
I'm my bad. It's shopping in retail. It's called MENCOX.
MENCOX?
Yeah, it's so M-E-N.
Yep,
yeah, there it is.
See it.
We got it.
That doesn't make it any better.
Yeah.
That honestly, I think I like MENCOX better.
It sounds maybe that's why I said it, because it sounds
MENCOX just sounds gross, Just like, we got some MENCOX.
I'm gonna send them an email. I'll be like, hey, I saw your commercial at 2:15 on the Food Network. I don't even think it was the Food Network. It was like Destination America, I think.
What do they do? I think it's like a clothing thing.
Oh my God! Can I
hook it up, Dill?
Can I wear some MENCOX clothing?
Hook it up, buddy.
God! I'm gonna email them tomorrow.
All right, I think that's a good way to lead into our final segment of the show that everybody.
Which is always the same. I hope
shouldn't even call it a segment. It's just how we end
It's just how we end it.
Our jam and yam of the week.
I feel like in the future we're gonna have our whole playlists up.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that.
By the way, on my personal Instagram, I took out the link to my Spotify playlist and I put the podcast.
What a guy! Look at that.
So if you wanna, if you get lost on YouTube, you could find my personal Instagram. So yeah, what's your jam of the week?
My jam.
I have to pull out my phone again because I totally don't know.
That's literally the staple of this podcast. My jam of the week is Erick from Flatbush Zombies. Erick the Architect, or Erick Arc Elliott. He goes by a couple names. He puts out these cool little fire instrumental volumes. Where he puts like fire beats that he makes or whatever. But this song, even though it's on the instrumental, is not a fully instrumental. Like he raps on it. Zombie Juice raps on it from Flatbush Zombies. It's called P.U.T.A.
Nice.
P.U.T.A. But it's like P. You'll see it. It's an is an anagram the thing? No, it's an acronym. Figured it out. So it's like P.U.T.A.
I don't know anybody named Dana.
You're right. And then / Stacey is the bride. It's one of those long ass hip hop names, but it's fire as shit. And I will put it up so you guys can check that out. Dylan, what's the yam of the week?
The yam of the week. I was gonna not pick a hyperpop song because I've been doing that too much, but fuck it.
To cut you off real quick, I did listen to that Front Bottom song, Leaf Pile. Not bad.
It's pretty good.
It's actually a vibe.
Oh yeah, of course. The yam of the week is "Make It Back" by Rosesleeves.
Is that like a hyperpop song too? Cool.
It's a very good song.
So there is your jam and yam of the week. As always, if you like what you see, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to us. It helps us a lot.
Yeah. Let's Play coming out?
Let's Play is coming out.
I mean, it'll come out before this, but...
Well,
right?
yeah, you will have seen it, definitely. But it will have come out, and by the time you see this, you might have seen another one, because we actually have another one recorded that I did with Jose. So we got some cool stuff coming out. We're actually going to end this right now and go talk about some other future shit.
Yeah.
And
or go to bed. We're tired.
Yeah, right now.
I mean,
you're cuddle it up.
Yeah.
And I was actually going to say something, like about the channel. But I forgot. So your typical stuff, like, subscribe, do that whole business.
Get your MENCOX.
Go check out MENCOX. MENCOX. That. Google that. If you're gonna Google anything, you Google those letters.
You do not type the full what it sounds like. You do not. That's the joke. You don't type that.
You don't type that.
You don't type that.
Make sure safe search is on.
Yeah. Nice.
By
the way, just to end, I have a story to tell. My dad's coworker's wife.
Yeah.
Wanted to buy something off of Dick's Sporting Goods. Just wrote Dick's. This person, like, whenever someone is so sheltered like that, I'm like, oh, that poor person.
That poor person.
But what an idiot. How do you type the fucking Dick's?
On Google. Like, what do you expect to see?
Speaking of that, check out my new company called Dick's. Imagine.
Is that an affiliate program with MENCOX?
So yeah, like, comment, whatever.
Like, comment, subscribe, especially comment. We
Yeah.
love reading those.
Yeah.
And get ready to check out our next episode. Podcasts get uploaded every Wednesday. Hope you enjoyed it. Any final thoughts, Dylan?
Lucky number 7.
Coming soon, buddies. Coming soon.
I'm getting an EEG next week.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck to the microphone.